Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Flesh and Blood stream. Tonight, we're going to be playing some Puffin as we continue our quest for worlds and everything that we got going on with our Road to World series. Um, I got to tell you, we're playing more Puffin tonight, and I have been very inspired by the deck tech that was done by Cup of TCG, and like their whole deck tech that they did, laying out the deck. Like I am a sucker for those like in paper like person deck techs. Like don't get me wrong, like I know a lot of us do them on Talishar and stuff nowadays, but man, just like the in paper in person deck techs are just so cool, and honestly I love to see it. So I don't know, it's just really cool. I'm excited to play Puffin tonight. The fact that Puffin's first ProQuest win came at the back of a Puffin mirror finals is really cool. So yeah, anyway, we also have some ProQuest data if you have not seen it yet. I've got the pictures pulled up. We're going to take a look at some ProQuest data here excuse me, here in just a minute. So we can talk about ProQuest, what won in LL, what won in CC, what's going on. I think these are important things to know, important things to have for our Road to World series and everything that we're trying to figure out and stuff like that. Also, there was some mic sound issues on Saturday when I was streaming LL. Hopefully that's fixed. I might be a little bit louder than you guys are used to this time around. I'm not sure. I kind of spent a lot of time Saturday after the stream tinkering with the mic and stuff like that. And I think I've got it fixed, and I think it's more consistent now, but let me know what you guys think and how it sounds tonight. Just want to make sure. Let's say hi to everybody. Brock, Kasu, Keaton, Trent, Dave, Damien, Riku, Johnny, Midmaxing, also a big Puffin gamer. Fish, what is going on, guys? Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for coming by. I appreciate it. In the Cup of TCG deck tech video, they actually mentioned min-maxing, and they also mentioned Emma in their Puffin build, and like how they kind of like just stole a lot of it, like, which I don't think is a bad thing, like, and I don't mean stole in like a negative way. I just mean like they like just kind of took what they were working with, and then they improved on how they thought they could improve on it. So, which I think is a very positive thing to do for the game and for decks and stuff like that in general. So, yo, Elk, Pyronics, what's going on? Pyronic. Think I said that wrong. What's going on, guys? Thanks for being here. Let's take a look at the LL wins and what won in Living Legend for ProQuest this past weekend. So you'll notice that they are now doing it here. Hang on just a second. Let me get Zoom it pulled up so I can show you guys. You'll notice that now they are doing the wins by percentages. They are no longer doing the wins and numbers and things like that, which like I my running theory for the reason they changed it to percentages from like straight numbers of wins is based on the fact that there's a lack of Living Legend ProQuests. I think that's why they did this. So you're seeing it as a percentage now instead of a hard number. So I think that's kind of like where that's coming from, what's going on with that. I don't know. So anyway, Viserai won 25%. If who I'm talking to and what I've been hearing is accurate, that means that Viserai won 2 ProQuests in Living Legend. I think there was only 8 LL ProQuests, and if that's correct, then Starvo, Briar, Aurora, Dio, Chain, and Kano won 1 of each. So I don't know how true that is, but the percentages, like if they've decided to make this change, like then I guess I get it. If I'm being honest, I would rather have the hard numbers. I would rather them tell me that Viserai won 2 LL ProQuests this weekend as opposed to 25%. I want to know how many ProQuests are won, what won, how many of them. Let me figure out the percentages myself. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Let me figure that out myself. But that's just me. The graph would look dumb if it was 2 1 1 1 1 1. I actually think I would prefer it like that. Aaron. I've been testing min-maxing's deck and it's gas. We have a version of the deck that is much closer to that tonight. So should be. I'm very excited to talk about the deck tonight and how it feels. Do you think LSS making a mini set dedicated to LL will make the format a little more popular or accessible. That's actually a really cool idea, Waves. If they were to do like what do they call them, like expansion sets or something like that, like they did with like what was the last expansion set that I can think of? Everfest is the one I'm thinking of. But if they were to do something like that for like LL, that would be kind of cool. I don't hate that idea. So funny story, I think our local LL PQ got reported long. Should be -1 chain +1 Briar. Huh. Interesting. That's kind of neat to know. I appreciate you pointing that out. You could draft Mastery Pack Guardian, couldn't you? You could draft that set, right? Can I gate a game this evening? Need reps in a Puffin? Absolutely, Elk. Let's do it. Puffin can't become a real force in people's eyes until people are actually starting basing off of more refined lists and putting in reps and further refinement. That I completely agree with. I completely agree with that, min maxing 110%. Modern Horizons did with MTG, wouldn't it? I mean, I'm not saying it's perfect, but I think that there's a world where you could do something like that and try to I don't know. Maybe not. It'd have to be like an LL like focused like set that came out. So I don't know. It's interesting to think about. It's interesting to think about. Is LL just LL heroes and not all heroes? Eternal, no, it is all heroes. It is all heroes. Even if a hero has not hit Living Legend, you can still play it in Living Legend. Kano and Dash.io are actually great examples of that on the screen. So anyway, it's interesting that to Viscerize one, even though we saw the unrestriction of 3 Warmongers diplomacy. Now, if I'm being honest, I think that ProQuests, even Living Legend ProQuests, are probably still just a wild, wild west. It is your local meta. It's whatever people want to play. Like, it's not really like I would say super. I don't know. Like maybe because of Worlds, we're getting more refined, like Living Legend ProQuests. But Aurora won a ProQuest in LL, and I think Aurora's pretty bad in LL. Which honestly, I hate to say that, and I hate to sound like that, but as much as I love Puffin, I just don't think she's that good. So I don't know. I'm skeptical of like how to interpret this data, but I mean take it for what it's worth. I think we're gonna get a lot more value out of the CC one than we are anything. What is it? F11. This is the other. This is the CC ProQuest data that we have. Now, you'll notice that at 21% of all ProQuest wins, we have Verdance. Gravy was dethroned this week, and we see Verdance at number 1 here. And then at number 2 at 19%, we see Syndra. So it looks like Verdance and Syndra still continue to be 2 of the, better decks that you can play in CC as, like we just continue to move through ProQuest season. Verdance and Syndra are winning a lot. KO winning 7% is not really an increase from last week. I actually think that's still pretty accurate compared to like what KO won last week. But the biggest noticeable drop down here is Gravy Bones losing more this time around. So I don't know. Like it's interesting to see that like Gravy Bones took such a big hit. Acilio is at 7%. Dio's still up there, and we have kind of a smattering of other things. One of the more interesting things to see is that Jarl won 4% of ProQuest. So I don't know. That's very interesting. Victor won 2%. Which I mean, if you go to a ProQuest and you get lucky and you dodge Verdance or dodge Gravy or something like that, like you can win on some of these heroes for sure. So I don't know. Acilio winning 7%. Honestly, not super surprising. Acilio is very good. I have a theory on Gravy Bones. All right, hit me with it, Trent. I'm open to it, man. I'm here for it. A lot of Gravy players won ProQuest and they're not able to play anymore. That's also fair, Mekado. That's also fair. I never thought about it that way. So Eternal, we're gonna take a look at the Puffin deck here in just a minute. So yeah, I don't know. Like the data is, I don't know. It doesn't really scream to me anything out of the ordinary, like out of the ordinary for the format. It doesn't really scream anything out of the ordinary for the format that like I wasn't already thinking or hadn't really considered. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I don't know what this is or why it jumped to that. jumped to like one of my videos that I had. That's so funny. Oh, did Betsy win a ProQuest? Yo, Betsy won a ProQuest? That's actually wild. I was about to top my ProQuest with a Cilio, but then I had 2 games where I did not draw a single Gone to Flash. I opened up a Hinwitu Altar. Oh, okay. Okay. I mean, dude, let's go. I mean, hitting the, like the Pleiades Marvel's pretty cool, so that's pretty sweet. I mean, I hate you didn't make top 8, Where's my Betsy kit? We were just talking about that, dude. It's like you were reading the mind here. Like you were reading minds. Puff Puff goes my magic parrot. Dude, Lucas, we're about to try and make the parrot look good tonight. Jay, what's going on, buddy? Love this hero. Sad she isn't stronger. I think Puffin's a lot better than most people think right now in the meta, to be honest. Debating going to a faraway ProQuest just so I can maybe win with Pleiades. I mean, how far is far away for you, Eternal? Like that's just out of curiosity. The winner used to play at my locals in Cardiff. Oh, that's cool. The top few percent of players are having success on Gravy, like Evan Herndon and Michael Fung week 1. So now he isn't going to be the winningest deck. That makes a lot of sense, Trent. Yeah. I mean, it's a high skill ceiling. And, the more that these players that are like already like higher skill ceiling players like win, we'll see less of it, right? Puffin's good, but sometimes you draw 5 cogs in a row. It is one of the problems with being on like, 8 to 10 cogs in the deck. Like it is one of the issues that you run into. For sure. For sure. Cross the fingers and pray for no wizards to zap the bird. When I play against wizard, I try to get the bird out as fast as humanly possible. Going far enough where you have to stay the night is too far for a ProQuest, in my opinion. So there's only been one time where I've stayed the night for a ProQuest. There was 5 of us that piled into a hotel room. We went about 4 hours away, played in a ProQuest, stayed in a like hotel that we all split. The 5 of us. I slept on an air mattress, and we woke up and went to the next ProQuest the next day. We had back-to-back ProQuests in a town about 4 hours away, which is pretty far. Like I agree, that's a little bit further than I'm generally comfortable with, but it was with a bunch of friends, and we had a great weekend. It was a lot of fun. So to Sharp over on YouTube, that just never happens. I mean, listen, I'm not saying I've drawn 5 cogs in a row because I never have, but it would feel bad if it did happen, right? It would feel very bad if it did happen. I like how Dromai and Prism need to meet a condition to get allies. Gravy seems to just get them for free. I mean, yeah, Waves. The allies are also much more impactful in Gravy Bones, it feels like, than they are in the other decks. I don't know. I mean, 550 kilometers, like I'm not going to sit here and tell you, that I know how far 550 kilometers. I'm sure it's further than miles. I don't know. Like, sounds like a long way. 550 kilometers is a long drive. It is a long drive. All right, let's take a look at the Puffin deck and let's talk about like what we're working with tonight. For anybody who has not seen it, there was a gentleman, Callum. My mic just like spiked in volume. Was that really loud for you guys just now? Like, did it just get very, very like loud? Like, break the speakers loud for you guys? Anyway, I'm sorry. Pump the air mattress with a mouth. Yo, pause. What's happening? We're going to talk about the adaptive plating here in just a minute, Xenum. We're going to talk about it just a minute here in just a second, Xenum. But the Cup of TCG deck list that they did was really, really interesting. I really like the deck. They got a lot of things from Emma and from Maxing Fab. So there's been a lot of like really interesting like updates to the deck, I would say, since I've really considered playing it. So we've changed the deck to update it quite a bit. We're going to talk about some of the cards that we're playing. We're on 2 backspin thrusts. The last time that I played the deck, I was on 3. The last time that I played the deck, we were on 3 in the main deck. We're on 2 in the main deck now, just to see how it feels tonight, to see if it feels good or if we need more. Like there is a 3rd in the main board, so that's kind of where we're at with the deck and everything. I will say there is one change I did make from the deck. They were on 9 main deck copper cogs in their deck, and I have decided to cut a copper cog to be on a 3rd blue soup up in the main deck. I think that blue soup up is just too impactful. I like this card just too much. Like I don't know. I think this card's too good. Soup up is just like very, very impactful. It being a block 4, it being like a basically always like a go again card seems really good. Any blue that blocks for 4 seems to fit into the deck very well. So we are on blue soup ups. I'm going to be on all three tonight. Just trying to reach for a little bit more of a ceiling and stuff like that. There are a couple of what I would say are different cards than I think most people like may or may not have seen, depending on how closely you follow Puffin, and other people that are like playing Puffin right now. I mean, you can't galvanize if you don't have a cog. I mean, sure, I hear what you're saying, but we're also on 8, right? We're on 8 copper cogs, and we're on quite a few ways to generate golden cogs. So I don't think that's going to be a problem. If it is a problem, we'll reevaluate and move forward after tonight's stream. One of the very interesting tech pieces that min maxing and like a lot of people have been on lately was 2 copies of Pinion Sentry. Pinion Sentry works into the deck so well now that we're playing Backspin Thrust. Just being able to like make a cog, having a 3 block, setting up for next turn, and just like an overall good value play is very, very impactful. Plus the fact that it is a block and plays around overpower can also situationally be pretty good. During the Cup of TCG interview, they were talking about how drawing this off the top would feel pretty bad, but that this was a risk they were willing to take. So Pinion Sentry seems like it's going to be a pretty good 2-of tonight. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. My bad. Write that down before I forget. Anyway, I do think that Pinion Sentry is a really good ad. I think that Pinion Sentry is a very good ad, and it fits in the deck very, very well. So drawing it off the top would be a pretty big downfall, just like they said in the video. So I don't know. That was Whooper. I don't believe Min Maxing and Emma were not on Pinion. I don't think they were. But I know that like Emma had suggested that I try this card at one point to see like if it would like fix the backspin thrust plan, but that he mentioned that the downfall of drawing this card was pretty backbreaking when you needed like something to pressure your opponent or get aggressive with. But I don't know. We're gonna see how it feels tonight. I'm gonna see how it feels tonight. Hey, what's up, Annabelle? It's personal preference, I think. Yeah, I'm hopeful that this card feels pretty good. With backspin thrust in the deck, I think this card could be pretty solid. So I don't know. I'm curious to see how it feels. Got to run Still Street Hoons for even more 4 blocks. I mean, shoo, we're living on the edge there, Quiet Mind. But I'm kind of here for it, to be honest. Okay. It was requested that we talk about this card. I was going to kind of skip over it, to be honest. Blue Sky Skimmer came to me through the suggestion of Emma and the list that he works on with min-maxing. Blue Sky Skimmer was originally 0 to 60 in the deck. I think that the change for going to Sky Skimmer instead of 0 to 60 is it's less, we're not boosting as much, so we're harder to fatigue. Still just being able to have a 0 for 2 with Go Again. This also works with Backspin Thrust better because we're now able to tap a cog to give Go Again or +1 if we have extra action points. And then we have Backspin Thrust to be able to untap. So we have a blue 3 block that we're also using as like a way to like fuel our Backspin Thrust plan and what we're up to with that. So Blue Sky Skimmer, I feel like is also like just a better version of 0 to 60. It is a more conditional version of 0 to 60, but it is like probably an arguably better version of 0 to 60. So I think that like kind of makes it good enough within its own right. If I'm being honest, is kind of how I feel about it. Starsbuck 1991, thank you so much for the follow over on Twitch. I appreciate you being here and hanging out. Guys, if you are here for the first time or you are, you're new to the channel, like you're here for the first time, we got 3 questions we ask everybody when they're new. They are, what's your name? What got you into Flesh and Blood? And what are your favorite hot dog toppings? So tell me about yourselves. I would love to get to know more about you while we're hanging out tonight. And then also, I missed it earlier, Ender C. Thank you so much for the 4 months of Prime support over on Twitch. I think that was during the intro. But Ender, thank you so much for the 4 months. I really appreciate it. Sky Skimmer is good tech for gravy also. That makes a lot of sense. I'm kind of here for that as well. I put Midas Touch on my hot dogs. Dude, after buying my 3rd one for Fatigue Jarl, I'm going to have to put Midas Touch on my hot dogs too, Himmel. Me too. My favorite toppings are Olympia and 2 fridges. I mean, listen, you guys eat hot dogs however you want. No judgment here. No judgment here. Moving on to the sideboard. This is a little different. So one of the first questions is, why did we cut adaptive plating? I didn't necessarily cut adaptive plating. I live in a world where I am irrationally afraid of Kano at all times. It's one of my what I would probably call one of the things that I need to shake the most about myself when it comes to how I play Flesh and Blood. Um, I'm always living in a world where I am trying to protect myself from Kano. And Misfire Dampener is a great sideboard piece to be able to like just shore up the Kano matchup. ProQuests are always a wild, wild west. There are a lot of wizard players in our area within about 2 or 3 hours of me. So having Misfire Dampener in the sideboard for Kano is just kind of like something that stands out to me. If I end up playing Puffin at Worlds, I'll probably cut Misfire Dampener just so that I have adaptive plating in the sideboard. It's probably a better it's a better piece for like the Syndra matchup and things like that. Was I know where Cup of TCG mentioned and kind of talked about having adaptive plating and like Dio and other matchups like that. So say you're a Guardian player without saying you're a Guardian player living in fear of Kano. Yeah, I don't know. I just like live in that world where I'm always afraid of Kano. But if Kano LLs before we get to Worlds, then yeah, we definitely cut this from the sideboard. There's no reason to have it. When you let your guard down, he hits you with Blazing for lethal. It's so true. It's so true. And then there's a couple of other sideboard cards here. We're on blue Sky Skimmer in the main deck, but we're also on red Sky Skimmer in the sideboard. This is again just another it's another 0 for 4 that is like anti-fatigue tech. This helps us pressure. It helps us set up our backspin thrusts. So anytime we are boarding up the extra backspin thrust into the main deck, we are now on 5 copies of Sky Skimmer. We are on 2 copies of Pinion Century, and we're on 3 copies of Cog in the Machine. All of these are cards that allow us to tap a cog to fuel the backspin thrust. So we're making this consistency piece for our backspin thrust and what we're trying to accomplish. So having these extra Sky Skimmers allow us to set up, play more efficiently with backspin thrust, plus it's an anti-fatigue piece. So I think they fit pretty well, and I think they work really well in the deck. Sorry, I don't know if it's like hot in the house tonight or something, but like my cough's kind of like coming back from when I was sick last week. I don't know. I did teach a class today, and now I'm also streaming, so maybe that has something to do with it. All right. The other 2 cards in the sideboard that I want to talk about here that really stand out to me are Tighten the Screws. Tighten the Screws was in Emma's list that he sent me a few days ago, and I really wasn't interested in playing this card. I just left Red Heist in the deck because I felt like it was probably better. But Tighten the Screws is just a 1 for 4 that makes blocking like high impact cards like Palantir or Cogworks Dovetail just harder to block. And so I really like Tighten the Screws. It seems like it fits into the sideboard really well. When anytime you're sideboarding up to 66 or 67 or maybe even 68 cards, you're just able to like offer these breakpoints. It is a card out of your deck that is worth 4 points of damage that does not require you to boost or get any cards out of your deck. So a lot of the sideboard seems to really be like it's like funneled nicely into a lot of this anti-fatigue deck, a tech that also like helps you go over the top and push some good on hits. So Tighten the Screws fits that role very, very well. Like this card quite a bit. Like this card quite a bit. All right. Now that we've talked about the deck and I've kind of like shared where I'm at and what I'm thinking, let's jump in. I mean, let's jump in and let's just start playing the deck. We've got a lot of games to play before Worlds. For anybody who is not aware, I think we want to go second in this matchup. I've got it off to the side over here on my matchup guide. I'm pretty sure just anytime we're racing, we're trying to go second. We're immediately playing a matchup where it would have been better to have the adaptive plating, which is pretty funny. I think this is just a straight 60. We're just playing the exact same 60 we have set up here. Let's see. So we are going second, so we're going to add 2 Sky Skimmers and we're going to cut 2 cogs. Just so that we have more pressure and more ways to like really get aggressive. Plus, since we're going second, we have more cards to block with on the first turn of the game if we need to and if it comes down to that. So those are always good things to keep in mind as we're playing the deck. Let's see, Puffin. We are playing against Synra. We are going second. We have a pretty good hand here for what we're looking at. Hand looks like to be a pretty good starting hand here. We do not care about my protection here. Thank you, though. I think we'll just take one. And if this leads into them using the vest to be able to get a resource to throw the other dagger, I think I'm just okay with that, to be honest. We want to save zipper hits and cog in the machine if we can, just as a like sage. All right. Well, double ancestral empowerment. Man, we're taking quite a bit of damage here. What a great test right off the back. So true. So true. I would really like to be able to like crack the balance here, but there's 0 value for us to crack the balance, so there's no reason to do that here. Feels bad. And Kano is like 2 per 30 people. I mean, that's fair. It has the part of Pummel that Puffin actually cares about. Oh, I know. Yeah, we're just getting Syndra immediately after cutting it. Immediately after cutting it. Been a big fan of the adaptive plating in the foot slot. Blocks 3 is such a good block. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. We're just gonna refresh here. Okay. Well, I thought we needed to refresh. Oh, me playing. I mean, me playing the arm piece doesn't really have anything to do with that. I would say it's more about. Oh my god. Would like to be able to play the Palantir. I don't think I'm interested in putting this on the bottom of the deck. Damn. That is unfortunate. Phew. That is a lot of jam. A lot of jam. I mean, we're on 19 blues, so I don't know. It feels pretty bad. Are we just going to go ahead and try to get something off the board? Like, just go ahead and get, like, Flight Path off the board, maybe? We have to give up Unicycle to do it? Puffin is definitely the bird deck in the format. That is 110% true. I mean, we're definitely doing this. Actually, are we just going to do this once? Do we do this once and attack with the gun? Since we have 2 action points? I'm not on adaptive plating, Jonathan. I actually cut it from the deck. I might cut it from the deck. I mean, I just didn't get rid of my Mistfire Dampener or whatever it's called. Yeah, I mean, we added, like, there's another 0 for 3 in the deck, so it makes sense that, like, you're just willing to, like, cut something else. Like, we're just getting 1 more point of value out of the gun this way, so I think this is technically a better line. Drawing triple reds to start that hand, to start the game, is pretty unfortunate. It's kind of, I mean, we pitched Zeppelin to play Kong in the machine. So if I had a blue, my hand would have been Soup Up, Zeppelin. I kept the cog in the machine, so it would have been these 3 cards in the blue. I mean, it would have been fine, I guess. We would have went Throttle, Soup Up, and... Or no, we drew the Palantir. So it would have been these 2 cards. It would have been Soup Up, Zeppelin, and Palantir. So yeah, that hand would have been abysmal if we kept the blue. We have no way to activate our hero ability with this hand. We do, however, have the ability to go 4 into 5 if we want to. I don't know if that's correct. I don't think there was a world where we could have thrown Throttle and Arsenal to Palantir. That was we didn't have the resources. I don't think that was possible, right? We're not going to crank Poly, so we might as well just block with Fast and Furious. Was +1 damage if you swung the Zep instead? Is the +1 damage negated by the fact that we got their Dragon Scalar Flight Path block out of the way? Like, is that like negated in that aspect? Yep, they're gonna flick. I mean, if I have to, I'll probably just block 6 and then just choose to Arsenal the Dovetail here. And his hand doesn't really do anything, unfortunately. Depends on which you prefer, but it's just 9 instead of 8. Hey, Cup of TCG, we were actually just talking about your deck tech. We were actually just talking about you and your deck tech. So this is one of the weird, like, hands where it ends up being awkward that we kept to 1 cost because I'd like to Arsenal something, but I don't really know that we have anything to Arsenal, and we also can't throw our gun. Like, I think that just doing nothing is probably just objectively incorrect. So we're probably just supposed to throw 5 here. Throwing this feels like such a waste. I mean, maybe I'm supposed to block with the arm piece so that we have something to do this turn. We could have just blocked with like double zipper hit on the last attack, I guess. We need this turn to be just a little bit better. Isn't exactly what I would call a little bit better. I was worried about blocking double zipper hit in case they had like another attack they wanted to throw at us. I wanted to block efficiently if I was able to. Actually, this is wrong, right? We're supposed to just like, no, this is fine. I guess this buys us 2 more chain links worth of damage. Um, they're gonna flick here, which makes sense. I usually block with Balance of Justice and just not both zipper hits so that I could try to block more efficiently on the second chain link if I needed to. It just didn't pan out that way, unfortunately. Well, this is definitely going to be a block Skywarden and Tinker Ring's turn just to generate some extra value. These hands have not been great. I mean, blocking with Balance of Justice might have been incorrect. I don't know. Like, if they throw another 0 for 3 at us, then I think we're in a better spot to block more efficiently with another zipper hit. We're going to take the first 3 and see what happens. This is probably our 1 turn to try to like pivot back into this game and get into a good spot here. Hey, what's up, Paul? How are you, buddy? Rising Resentment does not have an on-hit effect. Hot on Their Heels does have an on-hit effect. We could block. We could block Heart and Rings here if we wanted to. We're then giving the ability to like block for more consistent value. So I think we're just supposed to let them mark us, unfortunately. I think is what we're supposed to let happen. Hope they reprint Balance. I think a lot of people are hoping they reprint Balance, to be honest. So this is going to be for 4. Oh. Wait. I want it like this. This is so much better. This is so much better. Huge shout out to Talishar for making this UI so much better. I think that is a massive win. Tell our opponent they might need to refresh the page here. I can see Gym Pack 4 going even harder with reprints. It might. Yeah, I guess we might as well. Doesn't really matter. We're about to blow it up to make a gold regardless. And so now, even if they do have Flick into Ancestral Empowerment, it's not going to matter. Okay. So we go to 16. They make a second fealty token. They did not activate Blood Splattered Vest, which is nice. So if we block 5 here, we deny them Mask, and then we get to go Poly, Crank, and then we have Dovetail into other things. Seems fine. The Fast and the Furious alt art is very cool. I like the Fast and the Furious new art a lot. I actually opened one the other day. We will crank Polycranka. We will activate Puffin. We will crank the cog. We'll draw a card. I mean, Boom Grenade actually seems not bad, right? We could just play the Boom Grenade and try to force through quite a bit of damage here if we wanted to. I also don't hate the idea of like getting aggressive and arsenaling the Boom Grenade to try to set something up. I mean, we only have one attack, so I think we're going to save the Boom Grenade for next turn in hopes that it lets us draw into something better to do with this turn. These hands have been pretty weird. I feel like we've had some weird hands. I don't know. Maybe that's like my lack of Puffin knowledge, but it feels like we've had some pretty weird hands so far. We're going to tap to give this go again during the damage step. Untap the cog. We attack for 2. We're going to arsenal the Boom Grenade. I think our opponent's pretty content to just go to 20 and keep a 5-card hand, unfortunately. Well, if they leave, actually, we're good, right? Like we're probably gonna have to give up Mask here. Okay, so the empowerment's obnoxious, but if we give up Mask, we're gonna be able to draw an extra card. Them killing the bird actually pans out very well for us. I like this quite a bit. Like this quite a bit because the Sky Warden makes us an extra. Ooh, that's bad. That is very bad. Well, now we're just gonna try and stay alive. We might just be dead. I hated gym packs during 1 and 2. I mean, gym packs were always fine at the beginning. I was always just kind of like, meh, like whatever. Them having a throw dagger with this turn is pretty bad. Well, now they've drawn 2 cards. We don't have to give them Mask here. I'm gonna crack Balance now. Drawing into a Throttle. I mean, if we really wanted to like greed, we could try to we could give up the Fast and Furious and try to keep the Throttle in hopes that we draw like a blue off the top of the deck. The problem with that is if we draw another red, like if we draw into some more jam, we're in a really awkward spot here. I don't mind gym packs, but man, do they hate me. LOL, that's so funny. I think this is just a good spot to just go ahead and block efficiently. And then unfortunately we may just have to give them Mask here. Hopefully they don't have a 0 for 4 in their arsenal. Or like even worse, like a Art of the Dragonfire or something. pretty much need them to like not be able to threaten lethal. I mean, if it is Art of the Dragonfire, I don't think we can play around it by blocking here. Breaking Point. Guess we'll just go ahead and cover this up. North Carolina ProQuest this weekend. Yeah, there's one in Hendersonville this weekend. Tokyo Toy Box, I think, is where it's at. I will be attending that ProQuest. 110%. Well, the worst part is that we're down so bad, they're just going to take 8 here and they don't care. I had way better luck with Gem Pack 1. I pulled cold foils mostly. I've had better luck with this Gem Pack for sure. Yo, Derek, let's go, dude. Are you just gonna like cheat and play this weekend? After winning already? I mean, listen, if they don't stop you, I don't care. I'm all for it. But like I don't really feel like this is a high roll by Syndra, to be honest, Carl. I feel like this is more of like a low roll from our deck. Like there's probably I think there's been a couple of spots that people have pointed out. There's been a couple of spots that people have pointed out where like we could have like played better. Actually, we should just give this. Now we can use the gun, right? We can use the gun off of Unicycle here. Okay, sure. I guess that's fair. The double ancestral on turn 0 was pretty bad for us. That was pretty bad. Thankfully, we had another chance to be able to use our balance, but yeah, I agree. That was pretty unfortunate. If we can get away with blocking with 3 cards here, that would be awesome. Seems improbable, but that would be awesome. We're also dodging Art of the Dragonfire until like we and for the rest of the game, basically. Just dropping by to sense the support. Can't wait to watch the VOD. Yo, Ian, thanks for coming by, man. Hope you have a good night. Hope you rest well, brother. Yeah, we're super dead here. I mean, I guess we're not technically super dead, but we're pretty dead here. They have to have nothing in their hand, and we have a card that doesn't block. Sage. It's also worth noting that it's turn 6, and that's the first copper cog we've drawn, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we haven't pitched any. That's the first copper cog we've seen. And or I'm sorry, I guess there's technically only 6 in the deck now. Because I do cut 2 for the Sky Skimmers when I'm trying to like race. I don't know. Cranking your cog on stream, insane. I know, right? I know, right, Jay? That game was not very good. All right, let's see. So we did lose the first game. Let's see. What went wrong for us that game? Hands felt very awkward to start the game. Op had Wrath on turn 5. What else like really happened that game? Oh yeah. 5 reds on my. Why is that bold? I don't want that to be bold. Oh, it wasn't. 5 reds on my first real turn of offense forced us to throw 9. Forced us to throw 9 points and not Arsenal. All right, so a little bit of a clunker to start the stream, but that's okay. That's why we're playing the deck. That's why we're working through what's going on so that we can figure out what feels good and what doesn't. Oh, let's jump back over here to the. I hope they ban all legendary specs. Well, I think we want to go first, right? I think we want to go first to prevent them from going first. I mean, banning legendary specs, like I don't know if I like that or not. This is a balance matchup. and it says we are running the main 60 here. It says we're not playing Sky Skimmers in this matchup. We're just playing the main 60. It's worth noting this is also another matchup that we would be very, very impactful to have the adaptive plating in our list that we're not playing because I talked about wanting to be prepared for Kano. Lol. Um, I'm kind of thinking that like we should just like play Copper Cog and pass here. It's kind of like looking at this hand, what it feels like we should do. Oh yeah, I am supposed to play one bludger in this matchup actually. Or I'm supposed to play bludgers in this matchup, I think, and I just didn't do that. Yeah, I'm supposed to trade Cogwork Zeblins for bludgers, and I honestly just completely forgot when I was looking at the sideboard guide. Sorry, guys. Not sure if reprint like balance in a way or flick knives New Horizon did. I mean, like I think reprinting like I think if they were to like reprint balance, I mean, I wouldn't be bothered by that. I'm also not one of those people that is frustrated when they print something that I paid for. Like when they reprint something that I paid for to like make it more affordable or better for the rest of like the community. Like I'm not bothered by that. Like I always understand when people are like, "Oh, it feels bad because I paid X amount of dollars." I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, I hear you. Like I hear you. I'm not like diminishing what you're trying to say, but also at the same time, I just want more people to be able to play the game. I just want more people to be able to play the game. Personally, did they spark and fail to find and then hit a boom grenade off the top? Is that what just happened here? We're gonna remove a counter. We are gonna play Cog in the Machine. We're gonna crank both of them. We're not gonna tap one. There's no reason to. Drawing into a Palantir is bananas. Four go again. Palantir. We don't need to boost because we're not gonna gun, which is awesome. Yeah, what a draw off the top, right? What a draw off the top. This is absolutely insane. This is fine. We're just going to push through a bunch of damage here. This is what we were hoping to do last game. Now our opponent's at 19. This feels like a pretty good place to be at. Lot of jam, but I think that's actually okay. So, do we just want to let the boom grenade hit? Like, am I comfortable just letting the boom grenade hit, or should we give a little bit of equipment to like try and stall out the boom grenade? Because what I'm thinking is we're gonna block with throttle, and we're gonna go copper cog and a poly cranka. You know what? Let's get aggressive. Let's give some equipment. Let's make them earn the boom grenade, right? Probably won't be popular, but we have to lose some value in our trade binders to make things better for everyone. Yeah, Derek, that's exactly how I feel about it, dog. That's exactly how I feel about it. And like honestly, I'm just willing to make that exchange. That's okay with me. Like that's okay with me. You know what I mean? Like I'm perfectly okay with that. Tunic did drop more than like the video that I made would lead you to believe, which I feel pretty bad about misleading everybody. But that is like Tunic did drop more than like it seemed like in the video I created. We're just gonna take this. Derek, are you like actually coming to the ProQuest this weekend, dog? Copper cog, crank, poly cranka, hit a blue, please. Blue, please, one time. Damn. Okay. Um Four go again. We're gonna pitch Zeppelin to throttle. Or I'm sorry. We're gonna pitch Zeppelin to heart. Wow, still not a blue, huh? And then it's gonna be Cogwork Zeppelin. And if they allow this to hit, we're able to have a very, very impactful turn because we're able to like buff this up to 7, meaning they have to block quite a bit. Now they could just give their equipment if they want to stop this, which is okay. We'll just come over the top and then use unicycle. So they don't really have like a great blocking out here. It's a lot of jam, right? to get folks food so they can eat between rounds. Well, dude, Derek, it's really cool that you're willing to do that, dog. I had made the joke with a bunch of people that we want to buff once, right? I had made the joke with a bunch of people that like if we had our local ProQuest and I won our local ProQuest, um, like early in the season, that I was just gonna like go to like other ProQuests and like buy food and stuff like that and just chill with people, like just to like hang out and have a good time with people. So we're gonna give this go again. They're gonna block for 3 and they're gonna fall to 9 here. And then we're going to throw the Spitfire. We will tap this to come in for 3. If we had drawn into a blue, we would have been able to throw the throttle as well here. So we would have forced another equipment block, or we would have forced like something else from hand here. If they don't kill the poly, which is important to note, yeah, this is fine. I'll just, ah, my God. I am talking and clicking too fast instead of clicking through the actual things like I should be. What is happening? Game? Can I just like block like normal? I just realized I couldn't block because you are attacking Polly. Lol. I was trying to jam that in front, but they're attacking Polly. Yeah, see, you guys realize this much faster than I did. Oh, that's so funny. I mean, this hand seems fine. Like, we have the ability to draw an extra card and like kind of do the whole thing here. I'm just gonna say no blocks here. My opponent did just say that they messed up and that they meant to put in Teclo Pounder. And so they went to search for it, turn 0, and it wasn't there, which completely makes sense. I get that. Yeah, let's just take 2. Or I mean, let's just block 2 here. Let's just get some value out of this. Does having the extra cog in play do anything for us? We're gonna have 3 cogs in play, so no. So I'm pretty content just going down to 10 here. Yeah. See, I love that you guys realized it so much faster than I did. Oh man. I was like, what's happening? Let me block this. Let's go ahead and load up both of these copper cogs and keep this around. We're gonna throw zipper hit. Yeah, this hand's pretty good. I think this hand's good enough to end the game this turn. Any teasers for the next set yet, or will all that be at Worlds? I'm assuming that'll all be at Worlds, Donald. That's normally where they like to do that kind of stuff, so that's where I'm expecting to see a lot of that stuff come through. We're gonna throw the Sky Skimmer here. Now it's worth noting that Sky Skimmer and 0 to 60 are the same thing in this situation. In this matchup where we're racing here, they're the exact same thing. Oh, I meant to. Oh, I'll do that in a minute. I meant to take notes on what we were playing against. We are going to give this go again, and then we're going to break the combat chain. We're going to activate Tekla Foundry Heart. It's going to be throttle for 6 go again. This is going to force 2 cards. The gun's going to force 2 cards, and then we're going to leave them. Or I'm sorry, this is going to force 2 cards. The gun is going to force a card. We're at 10, and then they're going to have 2 cards in hand with 3 equipment blocks. So we should win this game. Yo, what do we need chat's help with? Hey, Martin, what's up, dude? We'll be at the keynote in Philly, hoping for a cool non-illusionist light hero. I'm hoping that they either give Bolton some real support or like they do something cool with Prism this time around. Like not just like make Prism like dumb again. Like I don't want there to be another Luminaris or something crazy. I like if they're gonna do Prism again, I want it to be fun. I want it to be something different and intriguing. Hmm. We're just going to cover this up. Palantir should end the game. With no resources, this puts us to 3. Gun puts us to 1. What should I play at our only PQ? Gravy, Prism, or Kasai? There's going to be 2 Verdants, 1 Acilio, 1 KO, 1 Mario, 2 Syndras. I mean, sounds like a pretty good Kasai meta, right? Sounds like a pretty good Kasai meta. Yeah, we don't have to play this out this way, I guess. No, we don't want to crank. There's no reason to. It's worth noting that in 2 games, we've not seen Opinion Sentry yet, so we've not really had a chance to see how that pairs together. Yes, yes, yes. 5 going in, requires 2 cards, and then this is going to be 9, destroy a defending card you have, so Palantir just ends the game here. At least it should. We have the stream next week that could give a hint to the next set. Is there like a dev talk next week or something?
Got him! Some biddies, you say?
Yo, let's go for blazing with the 5 £5, not $5, or is that €5? I have no idea. I'm very American when I start reading things like this. I'm terrible at stuff like this. Say GG to our opponent really quick. They said it in the chat, and I didn't want to ignore them. For blazing, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Or I'm sorry, the €5 super chat, which is more than $5. I'm pretty sure. Thank you so much. Everyone, drop a like and a sub on our guy. Our support can fill the void that lieth left. Yo, the void that lieth left, huh? That's so real. That's so real, though. That's so real. Like, I miss life every day. I miss life every day. All right, we played against Dash.io. We did go first. We did get the win. Turn 0, Copper Cog, no crank. Op didn't have a very effective first turn. We did some nonsense that ended with Palantir the turn after, giving us a 21-point life lead to start the game. I mean, being like drawing the Palantir off the top on our I guess like our second turn, I guess is like the most apt way to describe that turn. Like really put us in a good spot. Really put us in a good spot. So felt pretty good there. Pounds, dollars, euros, it's all accepted here. We're all here for it. But blazing data, the goat, so true though. Euros because it looks like an E. Big American brain here. Dude, I love that. Euros because it looks like an E. I will now be saying that until the end of time. I hope you all remember this. Gotta find the good heroes first. So I have to say, I did get a kick out of it. I think it might have been during one of the Breakpoints episode. Taylor said, sometimes you pick Aurora and sometimes you pick Lyeth. Was I think what he said when he was referring to like picking heroes that are going to be good and or bad. So it was pretty funny to see. Maybe the good heroes are the friends we made along the way, or it's just Vincent, right? Or it's just Vincent. All right, let's see. We are playing the Puffin. All right, just kidding. We're playing the nothing. I was gonna say we're playing the Puffin mirror, and we're about to figure out how to sideboard, but nope. Just kidding. Just kidding. I have no idea what to expect from this. I'm assuming this is like super degen fatigue, where we're just bringing in all 69 cards. Do we just want to be on the extra gold early to make sure we can do the whole thing? You know what? We're going to play 69 cards and we're going to see what happens. Because truthfully, I don't know what to expect this game. They make gold, so Bludger's going to be good, but I truly have no idea what to expect. Yeah, they're on Great Axe fatigue nonsense. God, sometimes you just get lucky with what you call. I don't know that we can beat this. We are going second. Like, I don't know how we're supposed to beat this. We're going to try, though. Who wants to watch this for an hour? Good luck, have fun pausing stream. Oh, it's Elk. Okay, so Elk did ask us to play games into them. So we're gonna play the game against Elk. I told them that we would play games against their Olympia deck that they're like testing and stuff. And like I get it. It's tough to find games sometimes. So I totally get that. Let's activate Puffin to get rid of our gold here. Yes, we want to crank. We're gonna play Workshop. We're gonna put counters on both of these, and we're gonna draw into something impactful. I mean, I would consider this impactful. Seems good to me. Yeah, that pitch was something else. They're triple reds with jagged edge and stuff. Playing versus Olympia is just a waste of time. Didn't Olympia win its first ProQuest this past weekend? Like, didn't Olympia win its first ProQuest this past weekend? So, like, I don't know if we can just say it's a waste of time. Like, I definitely understand what we're saying. Like, I definitely understand what you guys are saying, but like, see, okay, min-maxing beat me to my point. While playing against Olympia is not something you run into very often, playing against Fatigue does seem like a very important part of playing this deck, to be honest. Because you need to know how to play Fatigue when you're playing Puffin. That I completely agree with. We're just going to go ahead and hit them with both here. So the first one's going to be go again. Yeah, see, that's great with me. We have the backspin thrust, so this is fine. I guess I should have done them one at a time. I should have done plus and then waited, which would have been fine. Because we wasted this and it could have been the gun. I should have waited here. That was a mistake. I should have done +1 and then passed. I guess. No, I guess it was going to be the same thing, right? So we attack for 4. They take 4 in the damage step. We're going to tap to give this go again. And then it's going to be our gun. How would you feel about streaming Wednesday night instead of tomorrow night? I mean, that's fine, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't bother me. It throws off the data for my series a little bit, but that's fine. It's not the end of the world. Why? Do we need to do something tomorrow night, baby? Is there something going on that we need to do tomorrow? Yo, so do we want to block with this or do we want to get rowdy? I mean, if we draw blue, we could just throw this, right? And like 8 people lost because they have no reps in the dedicated fatigue decks. Yeah, I agree. Like, should we just generate the gold here? Probably. Like, we're probably just supposed to generate the gold here, right? This gets halved to 1, which is fine. I don't care if it gets halved. This is like not a problem at all. And then we're going to blow up both of these. And we're going to go cog in the machine. And we are going to put cog in the machine on the bottom. We're going to attempt to keep all the cog in the machines in our deck here. The sky, one of the things that Emma told me when I started playing this deck is he told me that one of my objectives was to win a game by killing somebody with a Sky Warden, which I'm still aiming to do. I have yet to accomplish this goal, but I would like to. Let's just go ahead and do this. We'll just come in for 4. Boosting away the Opinion Sentry is fine. We're going to try and apply pressure, but also boost as little as possible this game, which is like a weird thing to do. Playing versus fatigue is a skill that transfers between decks once you learn how to play it. While I agree with the sentiment behind what you're saying, I don't know that I always agree with what you mean, because I think that some decks have a very different way of playing into fatigue versus other decks, and I think that like mechanologists, I don't know, like I think knowing how to play against fatigue on your deck is important to do, right? I mean, if we get juiced, like they kept all these cards. If we get juiced, we get juiced. There's not a lot we can do about it. Yeah, this is fine. Oh, it's true. I didn't have to boost. When are we getting the aggro blaze versus the blazing salty sweet blaze off? Yo, what does that even mean? What does that even mean, Sharp? I'm here for it though. I don't know what it means, but I'm here for it. So we're gonna activate Puffin. Would like to crank, and we're gonna draw a card. Hopefully, we draw into something impactful. I mean, we can just put this on the bottom right. Like this is fine. We're just going to attack. Xander needs to do some marketing interviews the next week, but I just switched this to Wednesday instead of tomorrow. I mean, if he needs to do it tomorrow, like I can stream on Wednesday. It's fine, baby. Like it's not a big deal. It's like whatever works, I'm good with. I am good with whatever works. I mean, I'm very content with just like making an extra cog and getting our action point back, and then just throwing the gun. Then we're gonna arsenal cog of the machine. Yo, Emma, what up, dude? Yo, min-maxing and Emma here tonight, and Cup of TCGG. We got all the Puffin gamers going on tonight. Yo, we about to steal this gold. Um, we can tap one of these, I guess, to make a new cog. Doesn't really affect us in any way. And then our turn is pitch this for cog in the machine. And I think this is fine, right? This feels pretty good. Cog gang, that's right. What up, Dura? I'm at 1-1 right now. We had some pretty masterfully. We do not want to crank. We had some like masterfully bad draws against a Syndra round 1, and then we beat a Dio round 2. I know 0% of what's going on. I'm a brute gamer. I mean, listen, that's okay. That's okay. You're here chilling, and that's what matters, right? I would, and then we are gonna tap one to keep this in the deck. I think keeping cog of the machines in the deck is very impactful for what we're trying to accomplish. I'm also just okay with arsenaling the cog. Cogworks workshop seems fine. Making some shirts for Worlds and Book Club. Yo, you're making shirts for Worlds? What the? What are we making? What are we making for shirts for Worlds for? I'd like to know. We do have an action point. It's funny that you brought that up. I was actually thinking in my head we need to not tap because we have the action point. We want to give ourselves the ability to get as much value as we can from the Jolly Bludger here. Stealing Olympia's gold would be pretty cool. Not that it really has a ton of impact for them, but because it's really good for us. Just having more gold means we can draw more cards. Ooh, Sonic Doom shirts. I like that. Like, you talking about like the team? The Sonic Doom, like the Kano team? I'm pretty sure there's like a Kano team out there. I'm pretty sure. I mean, this is like our turn, right? So we're just gonna dive in here. Probably a defense reaction. But unless this is the anvil, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good with like. Okay. Oasis Respite's fine. I mean, Overpower wasn't stopping that anyway, so it didn't really matter. We're gonna arsenal the workshop here. Yeah, they are gonna get visit the golden anvil. They're gonna trade it in for real equipment. Our opponent sitting over there going, "I'm a real boy." Exactly what they're saying right now. I think arsenaling this cog could be pretty good for us. So we're gonna activate Puffin and we're gonna crank, and then we're gonna play workshop, and we're gonna put counters on both of these. I mean, this hand feels pretty good, right? So we get to go throttle boosting. We're actually not going to arsenal the copper cog now because we're just going to send it. I hate this fatigue slop. I mean, don't get me wrong, like playing against fatigue is like as Puffin is very hard to do, but I do really like the idea of doing this. Because I think this goes back to what min maxing was talking about a little bit ago, that this is like unfortunately a necessary part of this game plan. Yo, Electrum, what up, my dude? How are you, buddy? Guys, thanks for being here and thanks for hanging out tonight. I appreciate y'all chilling while we are playing games and hanging out. Um, let's see, we have two cogs. If we let this hit, we tap one, make another one, tap, untap. So we should buff one time. Buffing one time gives us potential maximum value here. I mean, still Blade Shunt's obnoxious, but like we would like to crank the cog, and then it's going to be 4 go again, and then we're going to swing the gun for 3. So overall, this ends up being a pretty good turn. I feel like we're actually like, all things considered, I feel like we are a tough deck to fatigue, at least on some level. I feel like we're a tougher deck to fatigue. I feel like we are a tougher deck to fatigue. Guys, if you are here for the first time, you're new to the channel, we got 3 questions we ask everybody when they're new, and they are, what's your name? What got you into Flesh and Blood? And what are your favorite hot dog toppings? Tell me about yourselves. I would love to get to know you guys in the chat while we are hanging out. Oh, man, this doesn't really feel like a boom grenade hand. This feels like an arsenal boom grenade kind of hand. The problem is that the rest of our hand isn't really doing anything. Like the rest of our hand's kind of mediocre here. Heard that you've been messing with Puffin again? Yeah, I mean, Puffin is in my 3 decks that I'm testing for Worlds right now. Like, this feels like a take 4. I'm just trying to figure out how we should, like, landscape this hand. Like, do we want to poly? Like, do we want to poly and, like, set up to, like, try and draw some cards here? Do I think that Kano will LL during ProQuest season? At the rate he's going, yes, Kano will LL during ProQuest season. I think we're gonna go. I don't think we're gonna focus on drawing cards this turn. I think we're gonna go 2-4-2 here, and we're gonna arsenal the boom grenade. I think is the plan. Go again. And then we're going to end with 2. If they take 2, it's pretty selling sign that they have a Command and Conquer they want to throw at me. They could have a Command and Conquer and Arsenal they want to throw at me. Nope, just throwing this. I mean, this turn looks really, really good. We're going to hope to rip into a blue here. Yeah, I mean, I guess a yellow would also do it, but this hand looks pretty good. Name's Gage. Got into Fab because Hasbro sent me a cease and desist for a project I was helping with, and I forgot what the third question was. Yo, I'm sorry that they sent you a cease and desist. That's a bizarre thing. I'm sorry that happened, but I'm glad you're playing Flesh and Blood, and I'm glad you're having a good time. Flesh and Blood is a phenomenal game. So, kind of a little bit of a weird one here, right? We're just supposed to lead on the throttle. Favor scene. And then we are going to come in for 10 here. I mean, we're going to push quite a bit of damage here, trying to make this happen this turn. They do have 1 prevention, which means they can just block 9 off the 3 cards they have in their hand if they'd like to. But if they have like some weird blocks, this could be interesting. Getting a last ditch effort out of their deck is very, very impactful. I have to admit, I'm a little confused. Elk told us that they were looking to get reps into this deck, and I don't really know why. Like, I'm not really sure like what they were looking to accomplish by playing against Puffin. I don't know. Like, I don't like. I just don't. This is like one of the matchups they would want to play against, right? Like they want to play against like aggro decks that are looking to like expend more cards. Back to 23. Well, do we want to let this go? Or actually, just kind of let this go, right? As weird as that sounds, and we're just gonna go 4-4-4-2, I guess. It's been a very nice listen. Thank you, dear. I really appreciate that. It means a lot. Just harder to play the game and see the world living on a rock. I guess that's fair. I guess that's fair. Depending on like where you live and like what you do and things like that, it can make it tough to like, get into the game at certain times and stuff like that. Um just kind of depends. Wow, taking a lot of damage here. I have a lot of questions. The rock is Hawaii. I mean, Hawaii is a very nice rock to live on, I've been told. Been told it's a very, very nice rock to live on. I haven't seen a Command and Conquer in a while. Part of me's wondering if we should just attack with this and boost it. Like, is this worth giving up a card? Like, what are they looking to accomplish here? I don't know. I hate. I mean, they're not blocking, so we should just push the tempo, right? It's an expensive rock. That's fair. Stumpy, what's going on, buddy? Fiddler's Green was a mistake. Fiddler's Green is an interesting card. It's a very interesting card. It has made Fatigue Jarl, I would say, somewhat playable. Um like we're supposed to block here so that we can like maybe try to do some like nonsense with. I think we're supposed to block here as well, right? And we're supposed to go crank into Palantir, arm and legs. Yeah, see, I'm glad that I found that before Emma sent it to the chat. That makes me feel a little bit better here. Makes me feel a little bit better here. We are not going to crank this. Sigil puts them to 12, and they're going to Arsenal a Sigil or a defense reaction, I guess. They were looking at either one. We will keep this around. We're going to crank the Boom Grenade. We're going to crank the Copper Cog. And then, man, that is unfortunate. This is not a bad arsenal, though, right? Like, we're just going to force their hand here. We're just going to force their hand, and we're going to blow up a piece of equipment that they don't want to, like, give us here. Appreciate you sharing your Jarl list. Yeah, absolutely, Electrum. I've been working on the Fatigue Jarl list quite a bit, honestly. It's been the deck I've been playing the most. I still don't know if I'm playing Jarl or if I'm playing Puffin this weekend at my ProQuest. I'm still kind of like up in the air about what I want to be playing. So I don't really know. This is a great arsenal. I'm one of those stinky Prism players. I mean, dude, there's nothing wrong with playing Prism, you know? Like I'm not somebody who's gonna shame you for playing whatever you think is a good deck. So they're blocking Balance, Fiddler Screen, and an unknown card. Right now, just based off the number that they're putting on the chain. So tap, and then we're gonna blow up Balance, I guess. Or do we want? We never draw two cards, right? Like we literally never draw two cards. So should we just give them get the sharpen still here? Okay. Now it's worth noting that if they have a defense reaction, they did in hand, we don't get to push this through. But I think that's okay. I think just trying to push through what we can is good. They go to 15. Ah, shit. No. Sorry, dog. I got to arsenal that dovetail. Yo. Awkward. Um, let's pitch the Palantir so that we have it with what we're looking to do. And hopefully we'll draw blue and we can do some nonsense here. Yes, yes. And we'll tap one. We need to put this on the bottom. Drawing into a blue is awesome. We're going to go tighten the screws, and then it's going to be... Oh, that untaps a cog? Oh my god, that's insane. Well, I pitched it because it was our only 2 cost. Yeah, because it cost 2 is why I pitched it fish. Prison players are sneaky. They spend their money on marbles before water bills. Yo, Electrum with the shade out here. Metal would tell you to play Jarl? What is metal? Are you referring to, like... I'm so confused. When you say metal, are you, like, referring to, like Metallica? I feel very confused by your message. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm here for whatever that means. Metal is a Guardian player. Is this a person that I've never heard of? How have I never heard of this Metal person? Is this like a YouTube channel that I've never seen or something? Michael Metello. Oh, I didn't mark down that we're playing against Olympia. I have to admit, I don't know who this Michael Metello is. Admittedly, I do not know who this is. Um, I think we'll get a little aggressive here. We have an extra action point, so there's no reason to give go again. They have to have 2 defense reactions here. Okay. Let me get the tap with Cog here, Dan. Is it the guy who came up with the Degen Fatigue Jarl deck? If it is, I have no idea. If it is, like, I thank them for their service. Are we just gonna throw 5 in Arsenal the Sky Skimmer? I think we are, right? I think we're just gonna Arsenal the Sky Skimmer here. He just won a ProQuest this weekend with Jarl too. Ooh, that's cool. I'd like to talk to this person. I'd be interested to talk to this person if somebody knows like who they are or like how to get in contact with them. Not to be like completely weird or anything. I feel like I'm supposed to not Arsenal this now. I don't know, like maybe I'm baiting myself. Maybe I'm baiting myself, but I'm just not going to. Oh, I was baiting myself. It's gonna be a sigil. Okay. There's what, one more sigil left in their deck? No, that's all the sigils and all the fiddler screens. A one-trick Leviathan won our ProQuest. Metal Tomb, aka Metal on Discord. See them in the Guardian Discords. All right, I'm gonna have to like hit this person up then. So it's gonna be crank, tap one. Yes, I am okay with that. Fast and the Furious. 4, go again. Oh, unfortunately, we're not Dio. we don't have the symbiosis shot to just be able to like set up and like do the infinite gun loop at the end of the game, unfortunately. But I mean, I have some questions about the Degen like Jarl fatigue deck. I'd be interested to like talk to this person and like get like to know a little bit more about like what they're thinking and stuff. I am not going to tap this for anything. We're just going to attack for 4 and then throw the gun and Arsenal Coppercog here. Is the guy who's been making the DJ Niora list. Different person, but also someone who's been on it. I've been working with Randy Davis on the Jarl list. He seems to have a lot of like insight about the Jarl list, and like we've been like kind of like talking and working through it together. Yeah, I guess. We're going to keep it in the deck. I mean, we've done a good job of trying to keep all 3 in the deck, so it seems like we should at this point. I think this is a fine card to play. And then I get to attack here without boosting because we played this card. So we traded that for a different card out of our deck. Am I playing Jarl? I have been testing Fatigue Jarl. I do not know if I'm playing it at my ProQuest this weekend, but I have been testing Fatigue Jarl. Yes, 110%. I missed a point there. +1 instead of go again on Sky after they use flexors. I didn't give go again or +1. I used the extra cog floating to be able to attack with the gun there. Fish. Oh, I got you. You're saying that from the pitch they could block the Spitfire, so I should have given +1. Gotcha. Ooh, okay. Yeah, you're right. That is like a point that like we probably missed. That would have been good to have. That makes a lot of sense. Good catch. I mean, so we're just going to get rid of all of our cogs here because we want as much gold to keep like drawing and galvanizing as possible, which I'm completely content with. I think taking 6 and going to 11 is fine. Activate Puffin. We will crank. Play the copper cog. I will crank this as well. Drawing into cog of the machine is pretty nice. Sky Skimmer will have value later. The soup up might not. So we're going to throw soup up here. We're going to go soup up into Zeppelin. Yeah, I'm not going to filter with gold. I'm not going to give our opponent a chance to draw into something else here. I am skeptical of this because there's still one more Command and Conquer, so I don't like the idea of arsenaling cog in the machine, but you cannot play Jarl and become that guy of the ProQuest. Why not, dude? I think Fatigue Jarl's in a pretty good spot in the meta. Like, I think playing it is a reasonable choice. And like I've said this in the past, but like I'll play whatever I think is going to win an event. I just need something to stay awake. Fish, no apologies whatsoever. I appreciate you doing that. Like honestly, I'm always a fan of stuff like that. I'm always a fan of like people like offering to help out and like talk about things while I'm playing games. Always. This hand feels pretty good. Yeah. Oh, was that your ProQuest, Matagon? It's really cool that that was at your ProQuest. So we're gonna go cog in the machine. Crank, crank, tap. Yeah, I mean we need to for the anti-fatigue at this point. Do we need to crank this one? No, because this is going to put us back to 2 action points. So we're not going to crank this golden cog, but we are going to tap this golden cog. It's going to be 2 go again. That all you guys are lining up very well late. Palantir? Yeah, I watched the video that Cup of TCG put out. It was really cool to like see and hear everybody talking about it. I went 3-3 on Verdance after finding the Syndra Gauntlet. You played 0 Verdance Mirrors? Wow. That is hang on. There it is. I'm sorry, Matt. I'm sorry. Not gonna do anything. This is Lethalese. I mean, we'll destroy this because this is also Lethalese. I was like, you have to have 2 defense reactions or you're just dead. Do we want to make one to throw the gun? Make a cog? No, they're going to draw a card now. Actually, is that worth it? It's probably still worth it, right? Because we're down to like... I actually think this is worth... I guess I do have to crank it, right? And then we get to attack. So they're kind of like forced into like making this decision. I don't know that we have enough gas left in the deck. Like we've probably ran out of gas at this point. I don't know. I don't know that there's a world where we win this. I don't think drawing with gold's going to do anything for us, right? They just need to keep 1 card every turn. Yes, we'll go to 3. Everybody wins when you like the stream. Thanks, Donald. I appreciate it. Taylor, what's up, dude? Check for mirrors and saw 0 of them. Yeah, that's got to be frustrating. Like I don't think there's anything left in the deck for us to draw into, right? Yeah, like it's like hogs and what else? Like I think there's like 2 blues left. I don't even, yeah. Does it even have, it doesn't matter if it has go again. This is like a situation where like if we were Dio, it would be okay, I think, because we could like actually force our opponent. We could force cards from their hand every single turn, but we don't have that option now. So we're gonna draw an unknown card and 2 cog in the machines here. Remembrance Aeronaut. You know what? Remembrancing Aeronaut might actually be good enough to get us there, right? I mean, yeah, I'm just going to concede. We've been doing this for 34 minutes. I mean, So I don't know how we're supposed to beat this. I don't know, like Elk GG's. I appreciate it. So Elk, I have a question, and please don't take this the wrong way. 'Cause I genuinely mean it. But like, why did you want to play that? You said you needed Puffin reps, and like, I mean, I think I missed like there was probably like somewhere between like 3 and 4 points that I might have missed that game. I ran 69 cards that matchup, Gavin. I ran 69 cards in that matchup, which is the most we can play in our deck with our equipment. Like Elk, I'm confused. Like, why did you want to play that matchup? Like, that feels like a very, very favored matchup for you. You're on like shunts and everything. Like, we did lose. Olympia fatigue with all the defense and Great Axe did what we could, but fell short in the end to fell short in the end, forced to block Axe late and lose cards. All right. Backup Protocol Red may be better than Remembrance. I mean, Backup Protocol Red's very, very impactful. By the way, guys, while we're hanging out tonight, while we're here, if you guys have not done it yet, make sure you check out the Green Tree Sports Card 10K coming up November 1st and November 2nd. There is a 10K CC happening on that Saturday. Make sure you check it out. You can get more details by using !GSC10k in the chat. And then also, there is a 2.5K Living Legend tournament coming up on that Sunday. It is 2 weeks before Worlds. It's going to be a great time to practice and prep for Worlds if you're playing in it. So make sure you check that out. Here, I thought it was a 10K run. Dog, I don't, man. You got the wrong channel, Havoc. I'm just messing with you, dog. Just messing with you. So we played a Dio earlier and won. We are on balance in this matchup. Let's see. I'm supposed to bring in Bludgers, but I don't remember what for. Oh yeah. We cut the yellow Cogwork Zeppelins. Where are they? We cut 2 yellow Zeppelins, and we bring in 2 copies of Bludger to be able to try and like force and steal some items here. So just trying to like get some items if we can is 110% to play. We are playing against Dash.io. We are going first because we want to be able to slow them down and stall them out a little bit. Just forcing them to like not be able to like do some like ridiculous nonsense on turn 0 is a big deal. Yeah, Bludger for sure. We definitely brought in Bludger. I think I'm going to play the Workshop. I'm going to crank and then add a counter back, and then I'm going to play Boom Grenade and not crank, and I'm going to Arsenal the Zipper hit here. And then, I mean, we draw into a pretty good hand. Like, we don't have a way to like, yo, what? You may banish the top card of your deck if it's a Mechanologist card. It gets +1. Huh. So we get to go 5, 5, 5 Arsenal. If the Boom Grenade hasn't hit, we can also throw 3 extra and just force the option here. Yeah. The budget headpiece is interesting. This is the exact line I was about to type. I think this just sets us up very well. If we drew into like no blues, we're in an awkward spot, but I think this hand sets us up in a pretty good position to just try and get aggressive here. There's a real chance their heist can steal from our banish zone. I don't think it works that way, does it? I'm pretty sure heist says your banish zone. Yeah, pitching and banishing max V on turn 1 is pretty bad for them. It's what I would say that's a good start for us. We would like to keep both of our items around. It is going to be 5 go again. Max V isn't a real card. I would say that Max V is very much a real card. Heist is any banish? Yo, is it really? That's actually insane. So Heist is just crazy in like the mech mirror, right? So Heist is actually just crazy. This hand's very impactful, especially since they took the Boom Grenade. I mean, they want to play their Boom Grenade, right? Yeah, Heist being any Banish Zone is actually kind of crazy.
Lizard. Lizard.
Just to keep you guys on your toes. I guess so many random mech on mech hate cards. It's funny, Guardian has a lot of those now. Guardian has a lot of Guardian on Guardian hate cards. It's funny how that works, huh? We're just gonna give this +1. So we give this +1. This hits now. More than likely, anyway. I mean, unless they're on just like some ka-chow gotcha nonsense, which I don't really see being a thing. We untap. We give go again. We attack for 5, and we arsenal the Fast and Furious. Crack, shuffle, and mirror hate. That's so accurate. That sounded so far away. Yeah, that's the way the sound is on the soundboard. It sounds like that because it's exactly. I like just pulled it off of a website. Havoc. TikTok clock is actually crazy cool. Crazy how the 2 sealed crack shuffle playset have a lot of in-class hate. I know, right? Crazy. What does this do? You may banish the top card of your deck if it's Mechanologist. This gets +1. Okay. So they just get to like have a 3-block headpiece here. Okay. I mean, sure. We'll arsenal the Fast and Furious and set up here. Honestly, a little bit of a clunker. Like, not a ton going on here. We could block with the arm piece if we wanted to get a little feisty. Want to get a little feisty? In fact, I think we will block with the arm piece. We'll take 6 and then block with the arm piece after this. I can't win on Puffin at all. I mean, I'm pretty new with only around 20 hours played on Fab, but still. So Florentin, I'll tell you that like the more you play, the better you're gonna get at Flesh and Blood. And like I know that that's like kind of like a duh forehead, like that's a very obvious kind of thing. But that's not super obvious to everybody. So like, I want to say that like if you're playing Puffin and you enjoy the deck and like you're having a good time, like don't beat yourself up. Play the deck you're enjoying, Um like when you're getting into Fab, the best thing you can do for yourself is play the deck you enjoy. And I mean that very wholeheartedly. There are a lot of times, like on armories and stuff like that, like when I show up and I'm just playing a deck I like. I'm just playing Victor, even though like I know like there's like 2 people playing Gravy Bones in the room, or like there's this or there's that. Like I am somebody who's a big proponent in playing what you enjoy playing. Now when it comes to ProQuest and stuff like that, that is where I will tell you that like I do branch out. I like to play things that I think are going to give me a good chance to win. So Green Tree might be in South Carolina. Oh, the Green Tree, I'm sorry, the Green Tree 10K is in the Pittsburgh area. I apologize. I should have made that more clear when I was just talking about that. That is on me, guys. My bad. If our opponent does not make us pump this to 7 and they let this hit, we can tap, make a new cog, crank it, activate Poly, come in for 4, and then throw the gun. And then we can arsenal whatever we draw, which is pretty impactful. I think it's a pretty good play. Played Victor at 2 ProQuest so far. Can't help myself. It's my favorite. I mean, yeah, like if you enjoyed the deck, you should play it. That is like, period. That is end of sentence. If like you enjoy something and you like playing it, then play it. I honestly, guys, the only reason I am not testing / like playing Victor for Worlds is because I don't want to have to like walk into the room. Okay, sure. I don't want to have to like walk into the room and feel like I'm automatically 0-2 into like Gravy Bones or Vernance. Now, it's possible that I could dodge one or the other during like, 5 rounds of CC, but that's not a chance I really want to take at like the biggest tournament I'm going to for the rest of the year. So and take learns away from every game. Yeah, like learning from every game is a big part. Unless it's Kano, don't enjoy Kano. Lol. Y'all crack me up. Yo, let's go. Florian becoming a member of big support over on YouTube. Florian, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. It means a whole bunch. Thank you. Also, Kelvin with the sub over on YouTube. Kelvin, thank you so much for becoming a subscriber on YouTube. Guys, if you are here for the first time and you are new to the channel, we got 3 questions we ask everybody when they're new, and they are, what's your name? What got you into Flesh and Blood? And what are your favorite hot dog toppings? Also, if you're new and you like the content, make sure you like, follow, subscribe, all those free buttons. They go a long way in helping me out. I'd greatly appreciate it. I think we're blocking a throttle and hoping we hit a blue off the top of the deck. Denying the yellow boom grenade this turn and potentially both boom grenades is very, very impactful. I wonder how LL adjusts with the needle ban. I've been playing new because I think that new is actually not bad. And she seems like she has a pretty decent Starvo matchup. And honestly, even though I don't think Starvo is the best deck in LL, I still think it'll probably be 20 or 25% of the room in Philly. Peanut butter and jelly on the hot dog. Peanut butter and jelly on a hot dog is a new one. I've not heard that one before. I like that though. Listen, this is a hot dog judgment-free zone. You are welcome to be your own hot dog self when you're here. Period. Bro, I feel so bad. I can hear in your voice how that Olympia game took it out of you. I don't know that I'd really say the Olympia game took it out of me. It was tough. And I don't know if Elk ever messaged me back or responded in the chat about why they wanted to test that game, because it kind of felt like a non-game for Elk, and they were just, I don't know, it just felt like I guess I was a little confused on what Elk wanted to test there. So I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't say that game took it out of me. It was a good game, and it was good to practice my knowledge of how to play Fatigue. I think that if you're playing Puffin against a Victor deck and you have to play against Fatigue or something like that, the Victor Fatigue, I think that's one thing. But I think that if you are playing against hard Fatigue as Mechanologist, I think that's really, really tough to beat. I cannot Arsenal. We're gonna tell our opponent that we're thinking here. I can throw Zipper Hit and then throw the gun, which is 7 points, and then not Arsenal. Or I can throw 4 and I can Arsenal the Zipper Hit and just set up for next turn. I think that throwing the soup... Oh, wait, this has go again? Oh, we lost a cog. I didn't realize we lost this. Never mind. Never mind. Oh, dude, Red, you're good. That happens all the time. People watch on YouTube and they fall behind, and then later they're like, oh, sorry, I'm not live. And I'm like, it's all good, dude. Listen, even if you're watching 30 minutes behind or 20 minutes behind and you're still commenting, as I can't stress this enough. And I think that some people genuinely think that I'm just blowing smoke when I say stuff like this. But I'm just happy you guys are here. When I started streaming Flesh and Blood, I came from streaming Magic, and when I streamed Magic, I had maybe 10 or 15 viewers every time I went live, and I was ecstatic with that then. And when I came to Flesh and Blood, it was even less than that because there wasn't really a lot of content for Flesh and Blood. And so over the course of the last 2 or 3 years of making Flesh and Blood content, right now there's 145 people watching. That's just so cool to me. I just love that you guys are here and hanging out, honestly. And I mean that very sincerely. I never thought I would get to 145 people watching me, that. It's just not something I thought that I would ever I always hoped it would happen, but I think my brain never truly thought it would happen. I think we're pretty much taking their turn, which feels kind of bad because if it's Boomy off the top, we're in a bad spot. They crank an item off the top, it's going to feel pretty bad. I was Boomy would have added, Red Boomy added 5 points there. So we're at 12 with them 2 cards in hand and 1 floating. You absolutely deserve it. Fish, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Dude, Chris, I'm happy to have you. I'm glad we're all hanging out. I think Carly enjoys that I stream too because I yap less to her. And I mean that in a positive way. before, like, you know, like when I was like streaming or something like that, like I would just be like, Carly, oh my God, they banned this or they did this. And she would be like, that's great, honey. Like, you know, like not in like a bad way. Like she just, you know, like she doesn't play Flesh and Blood. So like she would be like, oh yeah, that's awful. And I'd be like, no, this is great. And she would be like, yeah, that's what I said. This is great. Like, main reason is most Talishar mech games you get for practice, they just full send entire actively trying to play. Oh, gotcha. So you just wanted to like see what that matchup actually felt like. Okay. I mean, Elk, it's like it's not a problem. I was just curious because it kind of just seemed like a non-game. Just kind of felt like I was going through the motions trying not to die and stuff like that. But I get what you're saying, man. Like, you know, you wanted the practice of, you know, making sure that like, you know, you understand how to block this matchup. And I hope you go to a ProQuest, and I hope you absolutely dumpster um, a Puffin or a Dio that you play because we played. I hope that was like the help that you needed. 110% hope it was. Um, I did not pitch the Warden because I was hoping to draw into a 2 cost off the top of the deck. When Emma described the deck to me originally, he described the deck to me as we are constantly looking to draw 2 costs off the top of the deck. That's how the deck has been built. Now, maybe with backspin thrust, it's a little less that way. But in my head, that's just how I play the game. I'm thinking, oh, like I'm just thinking, like, man, like drawing is just like I'm drawing a 2 cost off the top of the deck, and we drew into a throttle. Now, obviously, like you know, my thoughts and opinions are probably based off the fact that that worked out really well for me there. But that is what I was told. Oh, they had 2 items in hand. So even if they had 2 3 blocks, we were still going to come over the top there, right? Because could they block with this anymore? Technically, they could. So they could have technically blocked 8 there. And if they did that, we would have just went go again, gun for 3 and ended the game that way. It didn't really matter. I think we were like getting that game no matter what. But like our opponent was just kind of like stumbling behind us most of the game. And like they were just like trying to keep up there. Hey, TCG Ted, what's going on, buddy? How are you? Oh, what happened? Did my stream die? You guys still here? Did my stream die? Feel like something just happened? No, I hear noises. Okay, I hear noises. Yo, let's go. Ted, gifting 5 memberships. Yo, Ted, thank you for the 5 gifted of big support over on YouTube. Thank you so much. Really means a lot. I truly appreciate that. Thank you so much. My man said doing good. My man casually just like gifts 5 and then says, I'm doing good. Like, that is like aura farming right there if I've ever seen it. Like if there was like aura farming in YouTube chat, that's it. That's it. And I can't wait to tell my siblings that I use the phrase aura farming when I talk to them next. Oh, so I'm 29 and all of my siblings are like 19, 17, 16 and they all like say these terms all the time and I never know what's going on and so like I start saying them just to be funny. Like the other day, I think it was like last week when something happened and I was like 6, 7 and everybody was like please never say that again. Let's see. Going first gave us the perfect setup turn of a cog and boom grenade into a very aggressive hand. Was able to take tempo early and keep it. Ops setup turn came too late and we punished. I feel like that's a pretty accurate representation of what happened in that game. All right, we're going for a positive win rate tonight. We're going for a positive win rate. I feel like my Puffin win rate's kind of all over the place. So I don't know. We're trying to go for a positive win rate tonight. And one of the matchups we played tonight is tough. Like the fatigue matchup is pretty tough, you know? With 10 episodes behind you, are you starting to dial in on a couple of these heroes yet? Yes, actually, if you want the truth, I actually feel like I am starting to dial in on like some of the things that we're playing pretty well. In CC specifically, so I'm just like while we're sideboarding here, I'm just gonna level with y'all. I really like Puffin, but right now, like if Worlds was this weekend, I would be playing the fatigue. I would be playing the fatigue Jarl deck. Like I just think the deck is just like very, very good. Like I don't know, it just hits all aspects of what we're looking for. This is a Crown of Providence matchup, I'm pretty sure. Crown of Providence, and we go up on Backspin Thrust, and we go up on 2 Sky Skimmers. Why is this only 63? Oh, we go up on a Copper Cog as well. So we go up a Copper Cog, a Backspin Thrust, and 2 Sky Skimmers. And we're just going to play 64 because this is a matchup where, like, depending on, like, how they draw, they could, like, try to fatigue us and things like that. A little bit of an interesting hand here, to say the least. Yo, Ted's a local to you? That's pretty cool. Where can we see the Yarrow list if it's not a secret? So the Yarrow list is not a secret. If it's in the Discord, the public Yarrow list that I have without like sideboard matchups and stuff like that is in the Discord. You can find it under the streaming deck list section. If you are a YouTube member or a Twitch subscriber, you can find all of my deck lists that have the matchup guide with them. All you have to do is link your Twitch or your YouTube to Discord, and it'll automatically open up that section of the Discord for you. And you will be able to find all of the deck lists that I have with all of the buttons and all of like the fun things that I've set up for you guys. Jarl is very last minute ban insulated. You are correct about that, Martin. Have you played against any Fatigue Huntsman yet? Not playing Puffin. Not yet, I haven't, no. Okay, so they have a Spinneret here they're looking to play. I have not played against that playing Puffin yet. I played against it the other day. Actually, I take that back. I think I played Puffin into that against Chris the other day. Yo, dude, Chris, yeah, you have a command. You have a command, Chris. Are we just supposed to let the Cogwork Zeppelin go? Or are we supposed to like give up throttle here? I mean, we could block like this and try to cover it up here. I actually don't hate that. And then that way, if they have it, they have it. Bro, so rude, dude. It's great. It's got you written all over it, dog. It's got you written all over it, Chris. Trent's is rude. Trent's is rude. I let Trent have it on his command, dog. On Talishar, I had 3 people concede whilst being fatigued. Yeah, I mean the fatigue Jarl deck, it sends a message. All right, they hit Black Widow. That's obnoxious. Hitting Black Widow just like in the dark is not very cash money of you, opponent. It's not very cash money of you. So the soup up will not have go again. So we're gonna go ahead and go. I mean, this hand's just 4-4-6-4. This hand's fine. Yeah, we gave Trent. Well, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, Trent, take that, and then I'm like, was that a little harsh? Was it a little harsh to just like single Trent out like that? You should end on the skimmer. This doesn't have go again. We haven't destroyed an item this turn, so we'd have to arsenal it. I mean, that's fine. If that's the play we're gonna make, I'm okay with that. Like, if we want to arsenal the soup up, that's fine. I'm just always worried about like leave no witnesses or something against these decks. Like that's just always where like my brain goes. In reactions, we'll just go ahead and give it the old buff here. And see, small things like that people keep telling me about, these are like things where like I really need to like be more aware of what's happening. I don't like this at all. What does this turn look like for them? Played versus the Huntsman round 1 as a Puffin and got absolutely crushed. Then hit a Mario 2 rounds later who sent daggers for over 12 twice. just went home and ate ice cream to numb the pain. You know what, Anthony? If you like to eat ice cream, dude, like I love to eat ice cream. Like I'm just gonna level with you. I love to eat ice cream. So like I'm here for that, dude. I'm here for that. So my concern here, my first thought here is that we want to block Tinkerings, Golden Skywarden, and we want to get rid of both the cogs. Or I'm sorry, we want to get rid of the golden cog and we want to get rid of the copper cog, right? Because that would put us blocking for 6, which forces them to come over the twice now. I'm definitely the annoying little brother of the friend group, so I can take it and dish it back out. Trent definitely loves to dish it out, that's for sure. Trent's a good soldier. He takes it well. Yo, pause. I don't know if y'all are hearing that how I heard it. We're gonna submit it like this. We'll crank that. I mean, sure. Why not? And then we'll just go ahead and get both so that we can block 6 and we have a gold. If they come over the top, we'll just go ahead and get rid of the Zeppelin. Ooh, we're gonna get rid of 2 cards here. Ooh, that does not feel very good. That does not feel good at all. Ugh. My man said, "Oh, we heard it all right." Anyone else anxiously awaiting to see what the next set in heroes are? If you want the truth, I think I'm so like engulfed in like my prep for worlds that like I'm not really like hyper focused on like what's happening. Um for next set yet. I don't think I'm there yet. Yeah. Yeah, they over the top something. All right. They over the top something. All right. You guys heard it. You guys heard it. All right, so they're going to get rid of Polly. I kind of hate that like we weren't able to like cover that up the way that I wanted to, but that was a concern of the way that we played that turnout. Crank that all on the floor. I don't know the rest of the words. That was it. Sorry guys. That was it. So it's gonna be 4 go again into 3, and we're gonna arsenal the workshop here. Ooh, we got a big hydrate from fish. Big hydrate for fish. Hey, I needed some water. That was good. I don't know if you guys like get like this, but like when I haven't drank enough water, like when I drink water, like my whole body's just like, oh, thank God. They're like, put that liquid in you, and I'm like, what? Just kidding. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm just like on one today. I don't know what's going on with me. I'm so invested in the puff, I don't even care at all. Lol. What was it up 6 and run? Yeah, we'll take 5. I mean, we're winning the race right now, so that's good. Anytime they flick while they're attacking, I'm just like,
I'm in danger.
you want some fun gym PQ luck? Try fighting 2 gravies with Olympia. I mean, yeah, that sounds miserable, but like also like that feels like kind of like what you're signing up for, you know? Like I feel like you're kind of just like signing up for that if you play like Olympia, like it's the same thing as like playing Victor. I feel like you just have like an unwinnable matchup and it feels bad. You know, like that's I don't know, it's just kind of how I feel about it. Also, let's go Electrum with the 15 months of Prime support. Electrum, thank you so much for the 15 months, brother. I appreciate it. It means a lot. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just had to swap over to Twitch because I remember my Prime sub was ready. Well, I really appreciate that. It means a lot, brother. It means a lot. Hey, Mello, what's going on? Looks fun with juggling counters, but she doesn't have a bird. She doesn't have a bird, and therefore she's bad. That's so funny. She doesn't have a bird, and therefore she's bad. I mean, we're going to live on the edge. Come on. Come on. Come on. One time. No! Curses. Curses. I mean, to be fair, like, it's not that, like, it's not that crazy, you know? Like, it's not like I'm over here, like, inconceivable. Like, you know, it's not that wild. Just a ProQuest yesterday. Opened the Gravy Helm, but the War and Peace tokens are so cool. Yo, let's go. So you would have thrown Zeppelin here, overthrowing. Did they just random flip into Black Widow? What the actual fuck? Arsenal, Zipper Hit, Foundry, Zeppelin, threatening a draw? Hmm. Like, that wasn't even a line in my head. I was just thinking, let's throw 13. Like, all honesty, I was just thinking, let's throw 13 and see what happens. Can't believe they blind flipped into Widow. We're not even marked, dog. Crown our Arsenal away. Blow this up to block 6. T-Tox. All right, so they're just going to get like my whole damn hand here. All right, well, they blind flipped Arachne in the dark. In fact, they blind flipped Arachne twice this game in the dark, and they had the T-Tox. Now, to be fair, I guess this did come from Arsenal, so like they were probably sitting on it, waiting on it. We're going to be left with like what? What are the best? What are the best 2 cards we can keep? Was T-Tox in Arsenal? I mean, they had one or the other in Arsenal, right? If they had played both from hand, I'm not gonna lie, I'd be pretty salty. But so we are at guaranteed 11. Or I'm sorry, we're at guaranteed 10, and we have 2 cards in hand. Do we want to Arsenal the Boom Grenade and try to like pressure them the turn after this? I guess. I think this is fine. So we're gonna go to 9. Actually, I couldn't block with this, right? No, I mean, I guess I can just get rid of the soup up and not do anything. I'm practicing my Marionette deck for side events at Worlds. I really enjoy the deck, but I rolled the 2 agent 5 times in a row at my last armory. I mean, yeah, so like, I feel like that's the typical Arachne experience, but I feel like this Arachne is like getting the Arachne experience. Like, blind flipping into Black Widow twice is kind of insane. Excuse me, guys. All right, I mean, this hand's pretty good. We have to be able to keep it, but this hand's pretty good. We are at like 9, so I mean, we could just be forced into blocking with a couple of cards here, but if we do get to keep it, we have a pretty good hand. Classic, draw Saver Bloodshed when I'm at 9 and I need you to, you know, just like have a normal turn, 1 turn. Classic. Yeah, they get the Kiss of Death on Black Widow when it's flicked as well. It's actually kind of ridiculous. So we're just like never beating a buff here. Like, we're actually never beating a buff effect here, right? Yeah, I mean, so we block 3, and then they had the codex too. Dog. Average value. I mean, I guess their average value isn't even that high. It's just what. So they hit us with a Mark of the Black Widow 1, 2, 3 turns in a row. And then they hit us with the Kiss of Death. Yeah, I mean, we got juice, dog. We got juice. That's all there is to it. Sometimes it'd be like that. Sometimes it'd be like that. Kind of funny because that's one of those games that's like more frustrating to me than like most games. I don't know. Like, we lost a die roll. We were forced to go first. Our opponent had blind flipped Black Widow twice that game. And that's one of those games that, like, when I lose a game like that, like, I literally have to just like go get a drink or like go to the concession stand or something, because I'm just like, I have to step away from Flesh and Blood after a game like that, because I'm like, cool. I flew to Philadelphia. I paid $600 for a PTI, and my opponent like just gave me the business. I don't know. It's a card game. I've said for years that if I didn't want nonsense like that, I'd play chess, but I'm still not playing chess, so clearly it's not that bad. Let's see. Up, blind flipped into Black Widow the only 2 times they flipped. T-Tox with Kiss of Death on Black Widow turn was very powerful. Had a chance. Just needed to not have a 1 card hand late. The funny part is, like, that game started very well for us. Like, we were able to like put our opponent low. We were playing pretty good offense. Like, we were in a very, very good position at the very start of that game there. It just all kind of went down here. Chess more tilting, in my opinion. Losing at chess bothers me less, because the only reason you lose at chess, no, I'm sorry, dog. No, no, we're not doing Fatigue Olympia again. If somebody joins with a fatigue deck, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it to you guys, and I'm not doing it to me. That's we played our token fatigue game to see how well I know the fatigue matchup, and I feel like I did okay. But I actually don't mind losing. I don't mind losing at chess, because if I lose at chess, it is literally because I was worse than you. Not because of variance or not because of nonsense. The only reason you lose at chess is because you are worse than your opponent. Every time. There is no variance. There's no bullshit in chess. It is a game of skill and playing what is on the board. So when I lose at chess, in my head, I'm like, okay, you know what? Like, that sucks. It is what it is. Like, I lost because I was worse. I don't feel like I lost that Mario game because I was worse than my opponent. I'm not saying they were bad. All right. This is a real one. We're gonna try it and see what happens. We're gonna try it and see what happens. Do I not have a? Oh yeah, it's Degen Fatigue. I guess I don't even need to look at the sideboard guide then in that case. We're gonna be on Dominion. I guess we're gonna bring this in for Rune Chant nonsense. And we're just gonna be all 69 cards to see what happens. This is probably not gonna be a fun way to end the stream. Someone quick join with Victor. You know, I'd play the Victor matchup. Because, like, a good Victor won't just try to fatigue me. A good Victor will try to beat me. This is an interesting hand. All right, joke's on them. They can no longer gain some life. Blowout. I honestly think we're still supposed to be on bludgers in this matchup because we just want things. We just want every card in our deck to push damage with. This is weird. No, that's true. We can 100% play the fatigue matchup here. Like, I think we can actually play this matchup and it's fine. Like, it's not great, but this feels pretty bad. This is not fatigue like fatigue Jarl. We're going to crank this. Crank the Copper Cog. Draw into a Sky Skimmer. So we can go pitch Sky Skimmer for Tighten the Screws into Throttle for 10. No cards in hand, so there's no purgatory value. And then we can throw Gun for 3. Or we have the option to go Sky Skimmer, tap a cog, and then we can pitch Cogwork Zeppelin to play Tighten the Screws. And then we can attack with the Spitfire. I think I kind of like the idea of just like playing this out. There's not really like an on-hit effect here, and we're not setting up an arsenal, which I don't like, but I think just attacking for 13 is fine. We're just getting efficiency out of like our turn, it feels like. This is the most resource efficient turn that we could take. I also could have went Sky Skimmer with Go Again into attack with the Throttle, Arsenal the Tighten the Screws. Maybe that was a better play. Maybe arsenaling to Tighten the Screws was a better play. Because it would have been 4 Go Again, 6 Go Again into 2. So it would have been 12. 4, 10. It would have been 12 versus 13. Except we would have ended up with an arsenal. I'm okay throwing one less point and ending up with an arsenal. So I think that was just a mistake. I don't think we're blocking the Rune Chant here. And then we just get to tap the Golden Cog to make a Golden Cog. No, we won't crank. Worth noting, we could block with our arm piece here if we wanted to. We are going to tap one of the cogs because there's no reason not to. Like, there's nothing we can draw that needs all 4 cogs. Sorry, I forgot to unmute. Thank you, Emma. I think we don't want to give them Plow Under value or Command and Conquer value, and I think by not arsenaling, we just avoid that for them. Can they even decompose here? They can. They only get 2 Earth cards, so they're not like turbo. They're not like turbo, like, you know, trying to decompose like Verdance does. Ay. What is his hand? We're gonna take the Rune Chant. This is a hand we're forced to arsenal with, I think. We're gonna block Fast and Furious, and we're just gonna go 4/4 Arsenal Dovetail. I think it's fine. If only we could deny Felling value. Let me tell you how accurate that is. If only we could deny Felling value. I would love to deny Felling value. Would absolutely love to deny failing value if we could. If that was an option, I'd probably take it every turn. I'd probably take it every turn. So we're going to lead on Soup Up because we had all of those cogs go away this turn. And then we're going to end on the 0 to 60, no boost, and we're going to Arsenal the Dovetail here. I know I was just talking about trying to deny Command and Conquer and Plow Undervalue, but I don't really think we have that option this turn cycle. I think with the way these hands played out, I think this is just the world we're in right here. Just going to Arsenal the Dovetail here. Wow. Is that 8 reds in a row? I mean, I guess to be fair, we are on like a ton of... So I think we can pitch Soup Up to Cog in the machine. I think this is fine. I think we can take a little bit of damage. I think this is fine. Which list are you on? It might be lighter on blues than my current list. I'm on 21 blues in the main deck. And then if we board in the 2 copper cogs, there's 23. It's very similar to the list that just won that ProQuest in the UK. I think this is a keep this on the bottom of the deck kind of thing. I don't want to let them get value off of this. I think we were supposed to lead on this, right? Yeah, I don't think I'm supposed to let them get value off the Purgatory if I can help it. I mean, I assumed we wanted AB into Florian. I'm honestly not sure if we want AB into Florian or not. I assumed we wanted it, but it's possible it's incorrect. That maybe this is just like all gas, no brakes kind of thing. And then I'm intentionally not going to buff or do anything here. I want to save the buff for the Cogworks Detail attack this turn. I'm perfectly content with the way this played out. We're going to force them into making more efficient blocks here. Never didn't have a blue on top. I mean, ripping the blue on top did feel pretty good. I won't lie. Ripping the blue off the top did feel pretty good. I guess we'll just go ahead and get aggressive with both of these. We'll hope there's not 2 D-reacts here. And then we can give it go again if it hits. If it is 2 D-reacts, then it is what it is, unfortunately. We will now untap to give go again in the damage step. And then it's going to be gun for 2. All right, let's see. We're going to go Soup Up first. Yo, this is insane. This is actually a crazy draw step. Can they even decompose? They can. They just keep barely being able to decompose. I mean, I also thought it was a felling, if I'm being honest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, this seems like a good use of our equipment here. We're going to do it like this. Yes. And then we're going to take 1. And we're now going to use Poly. Using our Sky Warden to draw into 3 golds, or to hit 3 golds, is pretty solid there. This is a great Arsenal target. If they hit us with the Purgatory here, we will discard the Boom Grenade. I'm definitely going to be activating Heart and just throwing the Zeppelin here. As Carly would say, oh boy, a Zeppelin. That's from from some kind of Christmas movie she likes. Christmas movie that her and her family likes to watch. I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head. If they let this hit, we're going to tap to make a new cog, attack with the gun, and then we're going to Arsenal Boom Grenade here. Skywarden is a very, very cool design. I like the card a lot. It is really, really neat. I mean, there's no reason to pump. We just get more value out of the gun. All right, so that's just a 3-block. Works for me. They can't decompose. So that hits. We will tap this. We will crank that Soldier Boy, make another cog, and then we'll attack for 2. Yes, A Christmas Story. Thank you, Thomas. You are correct. A Christmas Story. Careful, Ralphie. You shoot your eye out, or whatever. I think it's something like that, right? Like, all of this sounds like real words. I don't think I'm just making things up. I could be, though. It's hard to tell. You never know with me. Y'all gotta be careful sometimes. Bye, Polly. I hope you find your dad. I assume, like, I would think they wanted to Arsenal it there, but they're probably looking to, like, set up another decompose, is what they're going for here. Do we want to save the golds? Like, I'm feeling like this is a... I don't know. This just, like, I have this, like, urge to play Workshop this turn, and I don't know why. Like, I don't know if that's incorrect or what. This feels pretty good. If they Purgatory, it's going to feel okay, because we're going to discard the Zeppelin, I guess. If they don't Purgatory us, it's going to feel pretty good. All right. I mean, getting a Felling on the Purgatory seems fine. We're going to discard this. We're going to tap this to give it go again. And then we're going to attack with the Backspin Thrust. I know, they just keep killing my bird. Everybody keeps killing my bird, and I don't understand it. I like my bird. He's a nice bird. They're a nice bird? I don't know. We'll let the bird decide what they want to be. I'm going to go +1 here. Because I would rather the Boom Grenade hit as opposed to attacking with the Golden Cog. So I want them to go ahead and crack their Will Grounded here. If they're willing to give me the Will Grounded, I think that's an exchange I'm okay with. We got Purgatory and Will Grounded out of the way this turn. I think this is a win for us. I wish we would have been able to throw the gun there, but, you know, beggars and choosers. This is not great. We put the Palantir on the bottom. Is there a world where we're just taking 6 and going to 16? We're going to block here, take 6, and then we're going to go 4 Zeppelin. I actually think so, right? It's kind of, it's a little aggressive here, but yeah, I think, I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm supposed to do that, but I think that just being able to, like, offer more damage here. If we had Unicycle there, I would have 110% put the Zeppelin on the bottom, and we would have blocked and thrown the Palantir. Would have been the plan there. That would have felt really, really good. And then they have to think about this, because if they let this hit, like, they have to not block at all, but we can do some pretty cool stuff here if they let this come through. All right, so their hero ability is already online, but this does technically block for 3. We will tap this. We will crank the golden cog. We're going to break the combat chain. We're going to activate Puffin. We will crank the golden cog and draw a card. I mean, we can go 4 into gun. They have yet to see. Have we seen a plow under yet? No, we have not. I am not arsenaling this. If it's a felling, it's going to feel bad, but yeah, there it is. Carly finally heard me say it. Or I guess maybe she just heard me say the word Zeppelin. Carly, we were just talking about you. Polly's just fighting for the fjords. Oh my god. Oh my god. Dog. And then it's going to be 3 after this. So ended up being a pretty good turn here. They're probably just going to like activate Grasp and then they're going to throw 7. We're just praying to God that we hit a blue off the top here. Like, is that our plan? Or I guess we could keep the Bludger as like a resource card. Yeah, this is fine. Or I'm sorry, this is, yeah, they were attacking for 7. That's what I said, right? Said they were attacking for 7 in total, I think. Pretty sure that's what I said. Something like that. A math be mathing. All right, we go to 10. It's 10 to 11. Activate Puffin. Play Copper Cog. Yes, I would like to crank. Spend 1, have 1 floating. Spend 1, have 1 floating. Break the combat chain, activate Bludger, attack. I mean, it seems pretty good, right? This feels like a pretty decent turn. I mean, obviously, like they can block efficiently here, but this feels like a pretty good turn. We don't have anything we can steal, but this is just extra value that we can attack with here.
Show me what you got.
That's fine. We're just going to give this go again. We're going to break the combat chain. We're going to activate Heart. There's our last Golden Skyward. Sad. Now, I'd rather give it the buff, I think, as opposed to Overpower. I don't think Overpower is really what we're about here.
Let's freaking go. You love to see it.
Somi201, thank you so much for the follow over on Twitch. I appreciate you being here and hanging out. Guys, if you are here for the first time and you are new to the channel, we got 3 questions we ask everybody when they're new, and they are, what's your name? What got you into Flesh and Blood? And what are your favorite hot dog toppings? Tell me about yourselves. I would love to get to know more about you guys. All right, we're about to try and greed, right? Like it's Blue City off the top, right? So if we go to 5, which I think we're supposed to, we get to go cog, and then the bare minimum is throw Palantir for a lot of value. If we hit a blue, this hand's insane. It's also worth noting that, my god, like having the other leg piece here would be insane. We've not blocked Rune Chance once this game. Not once. Oh my god. We're in there like freaking swimwear, dog. Like freaking swimwear. Okay. So again, they're aiming to block as much as possible here. The Aeronaut feels pretty good because we get to push quite a bit of damage here. Pretty much no matter how they dress it up. Are we supposed to blow up the grasp? You're so good at this game. Yo, thanks, Martin. A yellow would have been fine. Oh yeah, because we could have boosted and then activated heart. Not having to deal with rune chance the rest of the game would be nice. Because we can't force lethal, right? Like, there just is no lethalies here. So just, like, blowing up grasp and just, like, pushing a bunch of damage is fine. They're now down to 4. Man. Is this their last felling? Yeah, this is their last felling. Dang it. Sky Warden, unfortunately, not very good here. Oh, it's Germinate? I mean, sure. We might as well keep them around, I guess. So we're going to go 5-5-3. I mean, no, I get what you're saying. Like, it does turn off their hero ability, but like it doesn't at the same time, right? Am I about to Arsenal this? Like, are we really about to Arsenal Golden Skywarden? Oh, that's true. We should have pitched the Warden and we could have Arsenal this. Do you care if I start over? Want to pitch my other card, not Cog? We're just going to ask if they care. If they're okay with it, we'll just Arsenal that. Like, as soon as you guys pointed that out, I was like, man, having this in hand feels really bad. Like, in Arsenaling the Copper Cog would be so much better. We're just giving them free information, but like, that was definitely a mistake. That was like we've been live for almost 3 hours and I'm not thinking clearly kind of thing. Sage. Me playing like a boob. Classic. I feel like me playing like a boob is classic. Dang it. That's exactly how I feel. Let's go gambling. I'm very bad at like doing the audios, how I feel. Like, I'm not very good at like voice impersonations or whatever. Like, I'm just not very good at that kind of stuff. We take the rune chance. We do not want to crank the cog. Pinion Century not playing very well with our backspin thrust here, unfortunately. Yeah, let's keep this around. So we could go 4 into 4, or I could go 4-2-2. Actually, we could play the cog and go 4-2-3. Could be pretty good here. Pitch the backspin thrust for zipper hit. attack with soup up for 6, and then attack with the gun for 3. I feel like, oh wow, that's actually pretty nice. We do have to be concerned about cards in our deck at this point. And see, now this is 2 go again. And then the best part is like we don't even have to like play the copper cog now. We can just keep it in hand. Because a 2 block and a 3 block are the same thing here. They're pretty content going to 1, I imagine. So this is fine. This feels pretty good. Getting the CNC there feels amazing. Which means they can throw like a 0 for 3, or they can throw the Reaping Blade at us. I was like, I'm assuming they want to throw Reaping Blade at me at the least. Like the very minimum, they want to throw Reaping Blade at us. Are we just going to try and kill him with Overpower? So if we block with Backspin Thrust, I get to go Copper Cog, Workshop into like Jolly Bludger with Overpower for 7 without them having an arsenal that could come close to ending the game. Yeah, let's keep this around. How many defense reactions have we seen? All the sinks. There's a red Rupon Carapace over here. The other 2 Rupon Carapace, 2 yellows. I mean, I'm not for sure that this is going to like end the game. But let's keep this Copper Cog around the next return if we can. Do we have Cog in the machines left? We do, correct? We have 2 Cog in the machines left in our deck, which means arsenaling this is fine. 7 Overpower just potentially ends the game. If they are able to block the Overpower, oh, we can't accelerators. We have not boosted here. I don't know. Like, if we throw the Zeppelin, there's no reason to pump here. Like, they either have it or they don't. Wow. Okay. Cannot believe we won that game. So, Jolly Bludger actually won us the game? I mean, to be fair, like, that was fine. Oh, yo, this hand was going to be sick. Play the Copper Cogs, don't tap anything, Zeppelin, Sky Skimmer, Gun. Let 1 go. And then we would have drawn into this to Arsenal. Oh my god, that would have been insane. Okay. So we actually beat Florian, which I've heard is like one of our worst matchups. So like, I don't know. It's a pretty good confidence boost to beat Florian at the end of the night there. I did not think we were gonna win that game. Florian, I think we went second, right? Yeah. Let's see. Palantir blew up the grasp late in the game, saved us from Rune Chance and Reaping Blade, was able to close the game out with Jolly Bludger Overpower. What a weird way to win a game. Huh. What a weird way to win a game. All right. Well, 3-3 on the night is honestly not too bad. I mean, don't get me wrong. That's not going to get us to our 70% win rate that I'm looking to have to, like, play at Worlds or anything like that. The deck felt very smooth. Getting rid of Grasp was actually insane. I agree. Won their game as well. Sometimes they just don't have it. I mean, yeah. Like, and honestly, that just felt like one of those games where, like, they didn't have it and we were just able to kind of, like, do our thing. Pinion Sentry felt like okay tonight. Like, I don't know. I wasn't overly impressed with this card, but it didn't feel bad either tonight as we were playing. So I don't know. Like, it felt okay at times, but it never really did anything crazy. It was just a reblock that generated us cogs for the next turn. So, but yeah, like being able to get that grasp at the end of the game was absolutely crazy. Guys, don't forget, we talked about it earlier, but if you have not yet, go ahead and check out the Green Tree 10K, Green Tree Sports Card 10K. It's going to be November the 1st. They're going to have a CC 10K in the Pittsburgh area. And then on Sunday, they're having an LL 2.5K. So make sure you check that out. It's going to be a really cool event. If I've already won a ProQuest, I will 100% be going to that event. So it should be a good time. I might go to that event even if I haven't won a ProQuest. It's 2 weeks before Worlds, and it's really good testing. So yeah, make sure you check that out. Exclamation point gsc10k in the chat to get more info about it. Also, if you have not already, make sure you check out the Codex journal. Exclamation point codex in the chat will get you more information about that. And use code agroblaze96 to save 10% at checkout. Guys, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you guys chilling and being here tonight. Appreciate the subs, the members, the gifted, everything. Really appreciate it. It means a lot. Let's see. I think there'll be a stream tomorrow. It sounds like there will be a stream tomorrow based off what Carly said. We're doing things on Wednesday instead. So be streaming tomorrow night. Probably be playing some LL tomorrow, trying to get some LL reps in, just practicing and stuff like that. So anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being here. Have a good night, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Take it easy, guys.
Kyle requested 5 subs of water.